Hi, I'm Xavier Kelly.
And I'm Brock Chambers, and you're watching Panther News.
75 years ago Wednesday, the United States was thrust into World War II after Japan carried out a deadly attack on a U.S. naval base in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. In total, 2,335 military personnel and 68 civilians were killed. More than 1,000 were wounded. That next day, President Roosevelt gave a very moving speech as he declared that America was entering World War II. Be sure to respect the men and women who fought through the war and be thankful for the freedom that we have in this country.
The Washington Post reported yesterday that the Pentagon buried a study that identified over $125 billion in wasteful spending at the Defense Department. According to reporting, the Pentagon has more people working in logistics than UPS. And Donald Trump is Time Magazine's Person of the Year. According to Time, Trump has easily been the most influential person of the year in not only our country, but the world, which made him the perfect candidate for the title.
A Whoville-themed Christmas parade float went up in flames in Jackson, Mississippi after somebody flicked a cigarette onto a flammable part of it. After spending over $1,000 on the float, a real-life Whoville house, none other than the Grinch accidentally caught the expensive float on fire after tossing his cigarette to the ground and burning the float to complete ashes. You really are a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Hundreds of protesters turned up at the appearance by white nationalist Richard Spencer at Texas A&M University last night. Spencer, who leads a white nationalist organization, came up to national attention when a video surfaced of him at a recent Washington, D.C. conference.
At least 97 people were killed, including young children, and 73 seriously injured after an earthquake in Indonesia this morning. The shallow 6.5 magnitude quake damaged many homes, shops, and mosques. A Pakistan International Airlines flight crashed Wednesday near Abbottabad, Pakistan. Officials say the aircraft was carrying 48 people when it lost contact with the control tower, but they haven't released the number of casualties.
Go stop by the cafeteria mall area and smell the candles that CBI is selling. Be sure to buy a few for friends and family for the holidays.
And now time for the question of the day. What is the result of multiplying 5x squared plus 3x by its conjugate? A, 25x to the power of 4 minus 9x squared. B, 25x to the power of 4 plus 9x squared. C, 25x to the power of 4 minus 30x to the power of 3 minus 9x squared. Or D, 25x to the power of 4 plus 30x cubed minus 9x squared.
And there's also a trivia question. Who invented the concept of the cookie? A, Alexander Graham Bell. B, Ruth Graves Wakefield. C, Stephen F. Austin. Or D, Susan B. Anthony. And now to Stephen with sports.
Thanks, Brock. The varsity boys basketball team defeated Colleen Shoemaker by a score of 45-39 last night. The Panthers were led again by juniors Caden Archie's 22 points and Vincent Lee's 12 points and 12 rebounds. Former Heisman Trophy winner Rashawn Salam was found dead in a Boulder Park Monday night. He won the Heisman with Colorado in 1994 and was the first round of the Chicago Bears in 1995. The Stars lost to the Flames last night 2-1, and the Mavericks host the Kings tonight in the AAC. That's all for me. Back to you.
And the answer to the question of the day is A, 25x to the power of 4 minus 9x squared.
And the answer to the trivia question is B, Ruth Graves Wakefield.
That's all for Panther News. Thanks for watching.
And remember to go to and go Panthers.